My name is Owen, and this is Chris. And today we'll be comparing quotes from literature to quotes from 50 Shades of Grey. Now, 50 Shades of Grey is already a acclaimed classic by E.L. James, and we felt we had to expose the world to more of his beautiful writing. Whatever. Again, we're doing this to hopefully get a few more of you to read, because once you see the beautiful writing that E.L. James has produced, I think you would definitely be invigorated and aspire to better things in your life. So hopefully this campaign and this video, which we're doing right now, will help you improve yourself by you know, the examples which you see in literature. Chris, what do you think about literature? James says, I pull him deeper into my mouth so I can feel him at the back of my throat and then to the front again. My tongue swirls around the end. He's my very own Christian Grey flavored popsicle. Barnes says, this was another of our fears, that life wouldn't turn out to be like literature. Look at our parents. Were they the stuff of literature? At best, they might aspire to the condition of onlookers and bystanders, part of a social backdrop against which real, true, important things could happen. Like what? The things literature are all about. Love, sex, morality, friendship, happiness, suffering, betrayal, adultery, good and evil.
James says, suddenly, he sits up and tugs my panties off.
Okay.
James says, suddenly, he sits up and tugs my panties off and throws them on the floor. Pulling off his boxer briefs, his erection springs free. Holy cow! He kneels up and pulls a condom onto his considerable length. Oh no. Will it? How? Samaritan says, but all of this notwithstanding, you see, this is still the God who has been worshipped for many centuries as the God of love. Absurd? No, on the contrary. It is the patent, signed in blood, of man's indelible good sense. Even then, in his savage, shaggy state he understood. A true algebraic love of mankind will inevitably be inhuman, and the inevitable sign of the truth is its cruelty, just as in the inevitable sign of fire is that it burns. Can you show me a fire that does not burn?
James says, the orange juice tastes divine. It's thirst quenching and refreshing. Yeah. Amos says, Selena, she's like a girl in a men's magazine. She probably is a girl in a men's magazine. There are so many these days, it's hard to keep tabs on them all. Normal girls, they aren't like the girls in the pornographic magazines. Here's a little known fact. The girls in the pornographic magazines aren't like the girls in the pornographic magazines either. That's the thing about pornography. That's the thing about men. They're always giving you the wrong ideas about women. No girls are like the girls in the men's magazines. Not even Selena. Not even the girls in the men's magazines. I've checked them out one or two and I know. It transpires that everyone has their human shape, their human form. But try telling pornography that. Try telling men.
James says, sitting beside me, he gently pulls my sweatpants down, up and down like a whore's drawers, my subconscious remarks bitterly. In my head, I tell her where to go. Christian squirts baby oil into his hand and then rubs my behind with careful tenderness. Wurzel says, but depression is not a sudden disaster. It is more like a cancer. At first, its tumorous mass is not even noticeable to the careful eye. And then one day, wham, there's a huge, deadly 7-pound lump lodged in your brain, or your stomach, or your shoulder blade. And this thing that your own body has produced is actually trying to kill you.
So what have we learned from comparing all these classic books to a book which we refuse to pay for because it's so terrible? We have learned that E.L. James is a master of the beautiful profundity of the nothingness of my life. Through reading literature, I'd like to think we have all learned, you know, improved our vocabulary, but we've also learned examples of how to conduct ourselves, how to live our lives, and how to take lessons which aren't filtered through the visual stimulus of the television, because, you know, TV has necessary costs. It has to pander to a wide denominator, but books allow us to explore ideas which aren't necessarily the safest ones, but the ones which are important. Hopefully, through E.L. James, you have learned, you too, can live in a healthy, stable relationship with a man that treats you right, just like Christian. My name's Owen, this is Chris, and we are from Read More Live Better. Good night, citizens.